much motivated by your talks, and for anything in this world to happen, we go into the philosophy. That is what you say. Philosophy of science, philosophy of life. So I would like to know what motivated you. What motivated you?
I think one of the motivations in my life was my parents. My parents never went to school, and those were 60, 70 years back. Women were not allowed to go to school at all. But my mother came from her brothers did very well for themselves. Her eldest brother went to Switzerland in the 50s and became he was the director general for ordnance factories. The one younger to her became a doctor. He was a Rockefeller scholar, Agra Medical College, and gold medalist, went to Johns Hopkins. There are 3 plaques in the Agra Medical College. Distinguished student, distinguished teacher, distinguished principal, and his name appears on all the 3 plaques. And first male gynecologist from Johns Hopkins in Agra. So, because her brothers had studied so much, she knew the value of education. Being a woman, she was not allowed to go to school. So she put all herself into the best school in our hometown, which is Bareilly, St. Maria Goretti Convent School. And the other nice thing was that because she had never been to school, and father also never went to school, so they had no great expectations. See, in today's children, the parental expectations are so high. The relatives want so much from their children that there is a lot of pressure on the children. But I somehow escaped that kind of pressure. I would be coming home and I had a small box. I used to collect matchboxes, cigarette boxes. Those are common things at that time. In the mid-50s, early 60s, I was growing up. I make toys with that. I make a lot of matchbox houses. I would be tinkering, doing my own things. And my mother would never bother me. Have you done your homework, your exams? She never asked any such silly questions. She just let me be. And today I think she was an extremely wise mother. And no pressures on me. She had no great expectations that I would go and work with a multinational, I would go to America, nothing. And at that time, late 60s, 1970, when I appeared for the IIT entrance exam, we had nothing like a coaching class. You were good in studies. I did my intermediate from the government intermediate college in Bareilly, my hometown. I did very well. I topped my district and then appeared for the IIT. Two places, IIT and Roorkee University. I stood first in Roorkee, but my elder brother was in Roorkee. And the parents knew very little, but my brother told me that I think I've heard that IIT is better, so you go there. IIT, I got a rank of All India, was 218. So I landed up in IIT Kanpur. My father took me there. I was 17, could not travel alone there. And once I went there was this counseling, which essentially aligned, depending upon your rank in the selection, you could choose your branch. Now I had no mentoring, no one to tell what branch we must take. But I said, my father is no help now and I must take over. So there were 27 students ahead of me. Everyone who came out, I just asked them what branch have you chosen. And everyone had taken electrical engineering. And that's the reason I landed up doing electrical engineering in IIT Kanpur. But IIT Kanpur opened up a new world for me. A person from a very small town. Parents were so poor, we never read a newspaper at home. But there was this great central library in IIT Kanpur, which would open at 8 o'clock in the morning, shut down at 12 at night. And we could issue 10 books at one time. And it used to be a 5-year course at that time. And the peer group was creme de la creme out of some 20. The first 20 toppers in CBSE, we had some 7, 8. The topper was Deepak Sethi of that particular year, 1970. He had topped the CBSE. He was with us. So very, 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 very clever group. And I think I learned a great deal from my peers, from my fellow students, and some extremely nice faculty. Some very nice people. Professor Cianara, who was the only scientist with the Bharat Ratna, he taught us 2 courses. And there was a teacher of mine, his name is a very famous man, D. Balasubramanian. He used to teach us chemistry. He writes a column for the Hindu for the last 15 years. Every Sunday you see Balu's column. And he invited Professor Arvind Gupta to give a talk. Now the hallmark of a great institution, I came from a very small town, but a great institution has so many co-curricular activities going on all the time, popular lectures, musicians coming and going, theatre, so that in 1970 they set up a film club in Attica called as the La Montage. And this was prior to the television era. And in 5 years, every good film in the world, every good Fellini, Disika, Kurosawa, Bergman, Satyajit Ray, Ritvik Ghatak, every film we had seen. We had seen Ravi Shankar alive, his concert, Begum Akhtar, we had heard her. So I think that's the hallmark for me. 2, 3 Nobel laureates at that time who had come to IIT Kanpur. So the hallmark of a great institute is not what you study academically, but what it does to you overall in terms of shaping your perceptions, shaping your personality. You get to hear to great people. Bhishma Sahani, a great Hindi writer, he came to IIT Kanpur. And those were also the early 70s was also the time, as was brought up in the 2 days, all over the world there was a political ferment. In 1968, the students were out in the streets of Paris challenging authority. And there was the civil rights movement, anti-Vietnam movement in the US. 1962, Rachel Carson had written a book called as Silent Springs, which ushered in the environmental movement. There was the feminist movement coming on. So whenever there is a churning of society, a political churning of society, it unleashes a lot of social energy. So that's the time, it was an inflection point in the whole world, a turning point, where many good people were thinking very seriously that they would not participate into war research, for instance. Second World War was just 20 years, so memories were still alive and stark, that we would not make bombs, we would not make missiles in the name of nationalism, in the name of this, that, patriotism. We are not going to kill other human beings. What else to do? So they were trying to search seriously for a meaningful role for themselves. Priya was part of that. How can we meaningfully? We must not make lives, we must not kill others in the name of religion, caste, language. The Genome Project has only just demonstrated that 99.99% of our genes are the same, whether we are Africans or whether we are Kashmiris, anywhere, white, black, we all share the same humanness. So Anil Sadgopal, he did a PhD from Caltech, and he was at the TI for Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, and that's the time when Professor Yashpal was also there. Yashpal was the pioneer, did a PhD from the MIT, a NASA scientist, and in the late 60s, into 68, 69, they tried out a lot of experiments in the municipal schools of Mumbai. At that time, all science was learned by rote. Children would come, no experiments, you mug up definitions, you mug up formulae, come exams, and you spit it off. And they said this is a very bad way of learning science. So they tried out these experiments in a few schools, which got a very good response. Thereafter, Anil Sadgopal, he resigned from the TIFR and he set up Kishore Bharati. 71, he set up Kishore Bharati in a remote village in Madhya Pradesh, Hoshangabad district. Now once they went there, he discovered that he came from a science background. They looked at the schools around, and the situation was much worse in the villages than in the towns. Mumbai was a metro. In the villages, they had never even heard about a science lab. So they gave a proposal to the MP government that Madhya Pradesh government, there were some very progressive bureaucrats, One was Dr. B.D. Sharma. He was the education secretary. A person who did a PhD in maths from BITS Pilani after he went to the IS. So they said that, gave a proposal that we are going to work for 5 years, give us 16 government schools. We are not going to set up a private school. And we'll see the possibilities of doing good activity-based science using low-cost materials in these schools. Now this proposal, it's very interesting that the lower minions said nothing doing. They're not even B.Eds, M.Eds. They went to, how can you hand over the future of education to these novices? But B.D. Sharma was a visionary. He made a blanket statement that the level of education in Madhya Pradesh is so bad, it can't go worse. These people can't do any harm. So he gave the permission. So they started work. He came to 72 and he came to IT Kanpur and he related his experiences. I was a backbencher listener, 18 years old then. And it somehow impressed me very deeply. I didn't ask any questions after that. But once, he has this sterling honesty. A person from Caltech left his job in TI for working in a village, and he's saying that going is very tough in a village. Once you're in a city, you have this romantic image of a village. कि गांव का पनघट है, गगरी लेके कोई महिला जा रही है. पर जब आप गांव में जाते हैं, then you encounter caste, class, gender, all these inequalities, and the going is very tough. The rich people don't want the poor to go to school because tomorrow they would ask for higher wages. No one wants them to study. So he says it's been very difficult for us. But that somehow, I kept thinking about what the hell is the ball game? And if a person of his stature, of his sterling honesty, he's saying it's so difficult. Often people make all kinds of claims about their work. But here is a very different individual who's saying we are trying to work very hard but not make no success. So after 2 years of my training in Tata Motors, I joined as a graduate engineer trainee, 75 to 77. No leave in that period. That training was very interesting in Tata Motors. I loved it. Because later on you would become a manager, maybe graduate to become a general manager by the time you retire. So you wear green overalls like a factory worker, engineers. And you're doing gas welding, you're running a shaper, you're running a lathe. For 2 years you're trained into all departments. So things which you've never done in the IIT, you get a chance to do in industry. So that was very interesting for me. After that I had some leave left. So I spent a year they gave me 1 year study leave from Telugu. I was not in a position to resign from my job at that time. And so I went to Hoshangabad, this small village called as Bankhedi. You get down at a station and then you take a hire out a cycle and you cycle 7 kilometers to reach to Kishore Bharati. A village, no shops. There is a weekly bazaar there. So the first month I was in a very rich library, reading the library. And so one very nice person called as Keith Warren. He came as a UNICEF expert in 1970 to India. And unlike many experts, he spent a lot of time in the villages of Rajasthan. And then he did a small booklet for the NCERT. One experiment was, at that time, matchboxes. If you take a matchbox, the matchboxes were made of wood veneer and blue paper. No cardboard matchboxes. If you took the matchbox, they made in a factory, so they're standardized, mass produced in a factory. If you take the drawer of a matchbox, put some oil, it becomes waterproof. If you fill that with water, there's 20 milliliters of water. I said, this is amazing. You just take a bottle, stick a strip of paper, 20, 40, 60, you can make your own measuring cylinder. At that time, water bottles, fruity packets were not available. This is a long time back.